Before we had a name, logo, or single product, strangers sent us money. A few $100s wired to us for swim shorts that didn't exist. And it's the only reason why Nordic Dudes exists today. This is how to start a clothing brand without spending a single dollar building it first. We tested whether people actually wanted this before we made anything, and we got pre-orders to prove it. No website, no ads, no product, and just a list of names and one scary question. I'll show you the exact framework we used to get customers from nothing. The reactions we got, including one friend who thought we were trying to scam him, and the 5 lessons we learned that will save you months building something that nobody asked for. Why we refuse to build the product first. I think the most expensive mistake you can make in business is building something that nobody asked for. And I know that because I've done it in the past. I've tried to build businesses without validating the idea first, only to fail months later and wasting a bunch of work on something that would never work. With Nordic Dudes though, we didn't want to spend months or years building swim shorts that nobody asked for. And with Nordic Dudes, this is a problem that we had ourselves. We are guys with big legs and we chafe, so we wanted to create swim shorts that stop people from chafing because we couldn't find swim shorts on the market that we thought were good and that fit what we wanted. So it felt obvious for us to solve this problem. But just because we have a specific problem doesn't mean that other people have that problem too, or that they think it's useful and would actually pay money for it. And it's easy to fall into that trap where you think that just because you have a problem, you think that everyone else has that problem too and they want a solution for it. So me and my brother set a rule, which was that prove that people are willing to pay for our solution before we spend any money on it. The plan, how we test demand with $0. Here's exactly what we did, and it cost us nothing. No website, no ads, no samples. Step number 1, we made a list of people who we thought would be interested in a product like this. Our list included people like our friends, family, hockey colleagues, friends of friends, and just in general, people who we thought would be interested in a product like this. I also think this is the way to get your first customer when you have nothing. You start with the people who already know you. Step number 2 is we reached out personally to them. We didn't do a survey or a mass blast. We just sent a one-on-one message, a personal message to each and every one of them. And we told them the truth up front. The product doesn't exist yet. We don't have any samples, and it could take us 1 to 2 years until the product is actually done. And if they don't want a pre-order, then there's no hard feelings. Step number 3 is we ask them for feedback. We ask questions like, do you think this is something that would help you? Would you find it useful? And questions like that. Step number 4, which is the scary one, we ask them to pre-order. It was around $20 or 200 Swedish crowns for a product that didn't exist yet. And here's the thing, asking for feedback is easy, but asking for money is terrifying, at least what I think. But it is the money or the monetary transfer that really shows whether there is demand for a product or idea. We also made it as easy as possible for them to give us their money. So in Sweden, we use an app called Swish, which makes it really easy to transfer money between people. So really make sure you have a look in your country what is an easy way for people to transfer money to you, because if it's not easy, then people will not do it. So you want to make sure that this is as easy as possible. And I can't stress this enough. It's been a while since we asked for those pre-orders, but I managed to find some of those files. So here are some screenshots of some of those transactions. The reaction, most said no. The honest truth is that most people we asked said no. A lot of people loved the idea, but they were just not willing to pay for the swim shorts. And one friend genuinely thought that we were trying to scam him. And yes, it was awkward. Asking people that you know always is, but you gotta embrace that discomfort. But here's the real kicker. A lot of people also said yes. They wired us money for nothing but trust. And that's when it stopped just being an idea for us, and we thought that we could turn this into an actual real business. How much money did we actually get in pre-orders? The total amount was only a couple of $100s, which is not a life-changing amount of money, but it is proof that there is interest and demand for our idea. Because people handing over their hard-earned cash is the strongest signal you can get. As the old saying goes, words are cheap, People might say, oh, I'd buy that when you launch and I love the product. But if they actually never give you any money, it doesn't really mean anything, because it is when you get that money transfer where you actually have a commitment from their side. And as I said, this told us this problem was real, people were interested in a solution, and it was worth building a business around this. And I just want to be clear and upfront here. We haven't cracked how to build a clothing brand from A to Z, but we have confirmed that there is interest and demand for our idea, and we're currently building a product to solve that problem. And proving there is demand for your idea is perhaps the most important step you can take when starting a business. So if there's nothing else you take away from this video, at least remember these 5 lessons that we learned along this process. Lesson 1. Words don't count, money does. I love the idea is worthless until cash changes hands. Validate the idea, not compliments. Lesson number 2, make a real list of real humans and actually reach out to them. Not an ad, not a survey, but a personal message to people who you think are genuinely interested in your idea. That's how you get your first customer. Lesson number 3, kill all friction on the payment. We used Swish or wire transfer purely because that was the easiest way in that moment. Use whatever method that is the easiest for your prospects and your target audience to hand you money for the pre-orders. Lesson number 4, it costs nothing. You don't need a website, you don't need ads, you don't need samples, and you don't need a logo. Just create the list, as I said, and start reaching out to them. When we did this, we had absolutely nothing. We only had the idea and the list of people. Lesson number 5, small wins count. 3 to 5 pre-orders is maybe not $1 million signal, but it's also not nothing. So don't just trash an idea because the first proof was small. That's the whole framework, the one you could use this week with people you already know. Those people wired us money for shorts that don't exist, and that's the only reason why Nordic Dudes exists today. We haven't launched yet, but we've built Nordic Dudes on actual proof and not hope, and that changes everything. So I strongly recommend that you test demand for your product or service before you commit to it. If you're building something, subscribe and follow along. I'm sharing the whole journey of building Nordic Dudes with all the mistakes and lessons I learned along the way. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.